and this is my 15112 10 project, Go. This is a ride-sharing animation and simulation, and it has kind of two basic modes, an optimal mode and a random mode. The optimal mode attempts to find the optimal match between drivers and passengers and visualizes this match with any number of drivers and passengers that you so may choose. The random mode uses a random matching algorithm to match any car to any passenger. I will compare these two modes and the heuristics that go into each and test their effectiveness in terms of passenger wait time, and I'll test this graphically. So let's get into it. As you can see here, we can pick any amount of passengers and drivers that we want. Let's start off with 5 for drivers, and to make it easy, 5 for passengers. So this is my basic splash screen, and since my inspiration is Uber, you can get this Uber image in the background. So let's go into the help screen. This information screen is pretty basic. It gives you background about ride-sharing solutions like Uber, how they can be optimized, and the time differences between specific modes in terms of optimal matching and random matching. Now let's get into actual modes. Now this is the optimal mode. In the optimal mode, this algorithm uses a variation of the stable matching algorithm to optimally match drivers and passengers based on a variety of metrics, including a driver priority and a passenger priority, which sort of act like a ranked list of the top preferences for each driver and each passenger in terms of passenger or driver that they want, and the closest driver within calling distance. All of these act as heuristics. So you have features like the Uber icon, passengers represented by blue dots, and the simulation works until all passengers arrive at their specific destination coordinates, as denoted right below their cars. As you can see in the middle of the screen, the average time to each passenger was 4.4 seconds. Now, let's go back to the main mode and check out random matching. Random matching works in the same way as if it animates and visualizes the simulation, but it does this randomly. As the algorithm randomly matches drivers to passengers from a pairings list, it doesn't take into account the same metrics as optimal mode does. In this mode, you have the Uber icon and the passengers represented by blue dots, and similar to the other mode, the simulation works until all passengers arrive at their specific destination coordinates. As you can see here, the average time to passenger was 7.6 seconds. And in both modes, it should be noted, there's a timer in the top left that captures the seconds that the simulation and animation took to run total. Let's go back and check out the comparison between the two modes. Here's the graph for the distribution of optimal matching. On the left is probability, on the Y, and on the X is average time of passenger. As you can see here, the wait time average to passenger is centered more around the bin of 4 to 6. And statistically, the distribution of optimal matching is much more consistent in the fact that, albeit there's some outliers on the far left, most of the average time to passengers stick within a certain radius of probability. Let's check out the random matching graph. Random matching graph here, taking account outliers, is on the other side of things, and most of its values are between the bin of 10 to 12. This tells you that optimal mode has a lower wait time for passengers and is more consistent in terms of getting to passengers in a shorter period of time. On the other hand, random has a higher wait time for passengers in comparison to the optimal mode, as what we expect when you compare optimal mode to random mode. And that's it. Thank you for watching.